po, Doc. Naligaw naman.
Okay. Okay, so good morning. So for today's topic, I will be discussing organ transplantation. So I'm Dr. Francisco. I'm the current Chief Resident of the Surgery Department. So organ transplantation is a relatively novel field of medicine, no, that has made significant progress since the second half of the 20th century. Okay, so for today's objectives, should be able to understand basic definition and terminologies on organ transplantation, to understand about clinical rejection, clinical immunosuppression, and humoral rejection. Okay, to have an overview, understanding about different organ transplant. So nice to know advances in surgical technique and a better understanding of the immunology are the two main reasons that the transplants have evolved from experimental procedures just several decades ago. So to a widely accepted treatment today for patients with end-stage organ failure. So modern transplantation biology. So you have a non-identical cattle twins who shared a placenta in utero, chimeric for red blood cells which carry the genetic makeup of a non-identical twins. Okay, and skin grafts were exchanged between these twins. They did not undergo rejection. You have your T-cell ignorance. Okay, so the first human transplant doctor is Dr. Joseph E. Murray. Okay, so he's from Boston. In 1954, he performed a kidney transplant between identical twins. So there were no immunosuppression required, no. Okay, so Dr. Peter Brian Medawar was a Brazilian-British biologist and writer, no, who works on graft rejection and discovery of acquired immune tolerance. These were fundamentals to the medical practice of the tissue and organ transplant. Okay, for this work, he is regarded as the father of transplantation. Okay. So overview of your immunology. So immunity is a biological phenomenon, okay, which consists in long-term auto support of genetic from self and non-self. Okay, so immune system develops and releases certain mechanism to exert this phenomenon. So the role of your thymus gland in your immune tolerance to self major histocompatibility complex antigen gave the basis for gene therapy. So remember, the role of your thymus gland, the primary function is to train special white blood cells, no, called T lymphocytes or T cells, no, and white blood cells or your lymphocytes travel from your bone marrow to your thymus, no, and then from then your lymphocytes mature and become specialized T cells in your thymus, no. After your T cells have matured, they enter to your bloodstream. So basically, tatandaan nyo lang, kapag for example, may foreign, okay, may foreign antigen, okay, syempre, yung katawan nyo, didepensahan yon. Okay? So, next. Paralysis of certain components of immunity may lead to your immunodeficiency and loss of host defense. So dysregulation of your immune system may result in an autoimmune disease, allergies, and tumors. No, function of your immune system is defense from non-self, and of course elimination of modified self, regulation of cell tissue growth and maturation. So, example of this, for example, yung mga may cancer patients, no, they're immunosuppressed. Okay? So, kaya madali silang magkaroon ng sakit dahil mababa yung or altered yung kanilang immune system. So, a while ago I said hypersensitivity reactions. So, this is a must know. Of course, you have 4 types of your hypersensitivity reaction. So, your type 1, which is an IgE mediated, so it occurs within 1 hour. And examples, your anaphylaxis. Your type 2, which is in IgG or IgM cytotoxic, it occurs hours to days. Okay, examples is your hemolytic anemia. Your type 3 is your immune complex mediated, no, which occurs usually 1 to 3 weeks. And examples is your serum sickness or your SLE. And your type 4 is T cell mediated, which occurs days to weeks. No? Examples of these are your rashes or your SJS or your Steven Johnson syndrome. So you have 2 types of your immunity. No? You have your innate immunity, which is a non-specific, and your adaptive immunity, which is either acquired or specific. So here's a diagram. So you have your innate immunity, you have your adaptive immunity. Adaptive immunity, tatandaan nyo, lagi silang divided to natural versus artificial. If it is natural, you have your passive, which came from maternal. Example is breastfeeding. Okay, so natatransfer yung mga antibodies from mother to baby. Next, your infection, exposure to your infection. For example, yung COVID, okay? So nakaka-develop ng resistance or ng defense system yung katawan nyo. And next, you have your artificial. So passive, you have your antibody transfer. And of course, your active immunization. Example of your active active or adaptive immunity, artificial active will be your polio vaccine. Okay. So examples of your innate immune system will be your anatomical barrier, your secretory molecules, and your cellular components. Yan, examples ng anatomical barrier would be your skin, of course, your intestinal movement, oscillations of your bronchopulmonary cilia. Secretory molecules, you have your organic acids in skin secretions, your thiocyanate in saliva, bile acids, and low molecular weight fatty acids in your lower GI tract. Examples of your secretory molecules, your transferrin and lactoferrin, your interferon, your lysozyme, your fibronectin complement system, your acute phase proteins such as your CRP, okay, and your tumor necrosis alpha. So these are Dito ka nawala.
Yes po, Doc.
Okay. So, nakikita ba malinaw?
Yes, Doc. Kita na po yung PowerPoint.
Okay, so your innate mechanism, non-specific resistance. This will be your transferrin, lactoferrin, your interferon, your lysozyme, fibronectin complements, your active acute phase proteins, or your next will be your tumor necrosis alpha. Next will be your innate mechanism, non-specific resistance. Okay, you have your neutrophils, macrophage, monocytes. Okay, so must know. Okay, so these are the most important cellular components of the non-specific immune system. Next is your natural other cells will be your natural killer cells, your lymphokine activated killer cells, and your eosinophils. So transplantation is the process of taking a graft, cells, tissues, or organ from one individual to donor and placing it into another individual, the recipient, and the host. So you have types of your transplantation. You have your orthotopic, which is a transfer from a normal to a normal anatomic position. And next is your heterotopic. It is a transfer of your from a normal to non-anatomic position. Examples of your orthotopic transplantation will be your heart, liver, and cornea. Next is examples of your heterotopic transplantation will be your kidney and pancreas. Again, must know, okay, types of transplantation as to location. Types of transplantation as to genetic relationship will be your synegenic. It is a genetically identical strain. Examples will be your isograph, your allogenic, genetically different members of the same species, your allograft or your homograph. Malinaw? Malinaw naman?
Yes, Doc. Malinaw naman.
Again, your synegenic, it is among different species. So examples is your heterologous, your heterograph, or your xenograph. Next will be your autotransplant. It is a within the same individual. Your autograph, your autologous. So again, autotransplant is transfer of cells, tissues, or organ from one part of the body to another part in the same person. Okay, so since it is a transfer to a same person, no immunosuppression is required. No, so examples of this transplant include your skin graft, your vein, nerve, bone, cartilage, islet cell transplants. Next will be your allotransplant. Okay, when you say allotransplant, it is a transfer of cells, tissues, or organ from a one person to another of the same species. Okay, so of course with the exceptional of identical twins, no? So usually the immune system of the recipient recognize the donated organ as a foreign body. So immunosuppression is required in order to avoid your rejection. Next will be your xenotransplant. It is a transfer of cells, tissues, or organ from one organism to another of a different species. No? Examples are your animal to human transplant. No? However, these are still in the experimental procedures. No? Because given the very complex immunologic and infectious issues that have yet to be resolved. Okay? So again, autotransplant, same person, no immunosuppression is required. Your allotransplant, same species, okay? So you have your immunosuppression is usually required. Your xenotransplant, okay, from one organism to another of a different species. Okay, so these are the examples. So again, review. Again, this is a must know. Your autograft organ from same individual. When we say allograft organ from same species but not genetically identical. Your xenograft organ from different species. And as to location, okay, so orthotopic, organ transplanted into usual anatomic site. Example, it will be your heart, lung, liver. And then your heterotopic, organ transplant from a foreign site. Example is your kidney and your pancreas. Okay, so your adaptive immunity, so it is a response to a specific immune stimulus that involves cells of the immune system and frequently leads to a state of immune memory. So it usually occurs after a lag period during which immune B and T cells become activated. So adaptive immunity, it's a recognition and selective elimination of foreign molecules, which involves the specificity, diversity, memory, and non-self recognition. So here are your examples of your innate immunity and then your acquired immunity. So when we say innate immunity, it is a organs, tissues, and cells in your immune system that you are born with. Examples are your skin. Okay, then your acquired immunity. So acquired immunity, it is either active immunity or passive immunity. When you say active immunity, you have your natural and your artificial. Pag sinabi nating natural, so usually you are exposed to infection. For example, your COVID. Okay. Next is your artificial, which your antibodies develop in a response to a vaccination. Okay, so next is your passive immunity. So remember, your passive immunity develops after you receive antibodies from someone or it is transferred to you. So for example, natural. Okay, so antibodies received from your mother. So example is your breastfeeding. Next is your artificial. It is an antibodies received from a medicine. Okay, example is your gamma globulin injection or infusion. Okay. So specificity can distinguish differences in molecules. No, and your diversity can recognize literally billions of different structures on foreign molecules. So memory. So memory is one of the greatest attributes of your immune system. No, it is very important once the body has mounted an immune response to a particular molecule and get rid of the body of that molecule. No, and whenever the second time it is exposed, it usually reacts with a heightened state of activity, which proceeds quickly and effectively eliminates the offending molecule. So recognition from self to non-self, no? Your body recognize foreign molecules from those of its own body, mainly your T cell. No, it has major consequences for organ transplantation. Even with the slightest breakdown, it can still cause debilitating or fatal autoimmune response. Your full T cell activation leading to cytokine expression and clonal expansion usually requires what? Okay, so favorable local environment, your external signals to your T cell, okay, So your signals, important in this one is your signal 3, which is growth promoting cytokines from activated T cells. Okay, so again, this is a must know. So here are the response to your T cell inhibition and your T cell activation. Okay, again, review. So your innate immunity, it is a response in an antigen independent. Okay, so there's an immediate maximal response, not antigen specific. So exposure does not result in your immunologic memory. So again, examples of your innate immunity will be your anatomical barrier, your skin, your gut. Okay, so next is your adaptive immunity. So adaptive immunity, it is a response, is antigen dependent. So always remember there's a lag time between an exposure and a maximal response. So it is an antigen specific. So exposure results in immunologic memory. Okay, example. So balik tayo sa diagram, tandaan nyo. Okay, so acquired immunity, you have two types, your active and your passive. Active, you have your natural and artificial. So natural, exposure, your infection. Artificial, vaccination. Your passive immunity, transfer ng antibodies. Your natural, example is your breast milk. Your artificial, example nun is your antibody injection. Example is your gamma globulin injection. Okay? So next. Transplant immunology. So transplantation of almost any type of vital organ or tissues is an effective therapeutic modality. No? Most of these transplant are done from genetically different donors. So you should consider immunological response of the recipient to the transplantation antigens presented by your donor graft. So exposure of a recipient to a different histocompatibility antigens or your transplantation antigens will lead to your transplant immunity. So any success of a organ transplantation, it will control the immune system to allow adaptation of your transplanted organ, which will lead to prevention of your transplant rejection. Your human leukocyte antigen or your HLA, so these MHC antigens, usually it is first detected on leukocyte. No, it will cause your strongest immune response and are important in rejection. So location is your chromosome 6. It enables the immune system to recognize from self and foreign antigens. So must know, guys. So you have your major classes of your major histocompatibility complex. No? So you have your MHC1. So you have three major genes. No? You have your HLA-A, your HLA-B, and your HLA-C. So these are encoded proteins which combine to form receptors and present on almost all nucleated cells and platelets. No? These present antigens produced inside that cell T to a CD8 T lymphocytes and allow virally infected or cancerous cells to be targeted for apoptosis. Okay, your MHC2, you also have your three major genes. No? Your HLA-DP, your HLA-DQ, and your HLA-DR. These are encoded proteins which is also combined and formed to a receptor expressed on antigen presenting cells. So your examples are your macrophage. So after phagocytosis of a potential pathogen, foreign antigens are presented in association of your MHC to CD4 T lymphocytes, leading to activation of your immune response. So yeah. Okay, so your class 1 HLA, so These bind to a foreign protein antigens, including your transplanted tissues. Okay, they are bound by your antigen-specific T cells and recognized by your cytotoxic T cells. Guys, malinaw pa ba ako?
Yes, Doc. Malinaw po.
Okay. So again, your class 2 HLA, it is found mainly on your macrophage, your B lymphocytes, dendritic cells, or of your lymphoid organ. So they play the most predominant role in the initial immune response to foreign transplantation antigens. So this is a must know. Okay, loss of transplantation. So you have your immunocompetent host, okay, which means it recognizes the foreign antigens, so mounts to an immune response, and then it will lead to your rejection. So if you have your immunocompromised host grafted with foreign immunocompetent lymphoid cells, an immunoreactive T cells in the graft recognize the foreign antigens on the host tissues. It will also lead to your damage of the host tissues. Host versus graft reaction. So you have your allograft rejection. So when we say allograft, it is a transfer of an organ, tissue cells from one to another in a same species. No, time of rejection depends on the antigenic disparity between the donors and the recipient. So duration of your graft survival follows the order. Okay, so syempre, una dyan is your autograft, next will be your isograft, next will be your allograft, and lastly, your xenograft. So your MHC antigens are the major contributors in rejection, no? But you have also your minor histocompatibility antigens, which plays a role. Okay, so rejection due to the disparity in the several minor histocompatibility antigens may be as quick or quicker than rejection mediated by your MHC antigen. So your histocompatible lymphoid cells, when injected to an immunocompromised host that are readily accepted. But your immunocompetent T lymphocytes among the grafted cells recognize the alloantigens, and in response, they proliferate and progressively cause damage to the host tissues and cells. So these are your common clinical manifestation. Your of course of your graft versus host reaction, your diarrhea, your erythema, weight loss, malaise, fever, and joint pains, and then can lead to ultimately death. Okay, so your acute phase, so this can occur anytime after transplantation. So it may be divided into your cellular or humoral rejection. Remember, your cellular rejection is treated with your steroid. If resistant, administer your anti-lymphocyte therapy. Your humoral rejection is treated with your plasmapheresis or your IVIG, anti-lymphocyte therapy, and your anti-metabolites. Okay, so acute phase or acute rejection, it usually occurs within 100 days. So these are the examples of your acute graft versus host reaction. So this one must know. So your acute versus your chronic graft versus host reaction. So onset, of course, when we say acute, it is usually less than 100 days of your transplant. When we say chronic, it is more than 100 days after transplant. Okay, so risk factors in an acute, of course, your recipient age. In chronic, you have your acute, when the patient had already an acute graft versus host reaction, your recipient age, and your female to male sex mismatch. Next is target organs. In acute, you have your skin, your liver, your GI tract. In your chronic, you have your multi-system na. Okay? So treatment, of course, we give prophylaxis, usually corticosteroid and methotrexate. And in chronic, you have your anti-infective, and then your corticosteroid and supportive care. Okay, so tatandaan nyo dito is yung onset and your target organs. Okay, next. So this is an example of your chronic graft versus host reaction. So usually patient, nagkakaroon sila ng hyperpigmented papules. So, and then next is your toxic epidermal necrosis, like appearance. Sa buccal mucosa, nagkakaroon naman ng erosion and exophytic masses over the tongue. Guys, hello?
Yes po,
Malinaw
Doc.
pa ba? Malinaw ba?
Doc.
Okay. So I'll give you 5 minutes break. So wait lang.
Thank you po, Doc.
Break.
Okay. Guys, andyan pa kayo?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. So hopefully nakapag-stretch na kayo. So konting tiis lang. Okay, so let's resume. So your allograft rejection. It is your reaction of your host against alloantigens of the graft. So it is a major obstacle in organ transplantation. So warning signs. So you have your fever, flu-like symptoms, hypertension, edema, or sudden weight gain. No, so most importantly, your graft dysfunction is observed. So here the summary of type of organ transplant and warning signs of rejection. So must know. Okay. So next, your hyperacute rejection. So it occurs immediately after transplantation, minutes to hours. So due to your preformed recipient antibodies that are present against the donor organ. So this can occur after transplantation from an ABO incompatible donor to a cross-match plus recipient. So your humoral mediated immune response results in thrombosis of vessels in the donor organ. So the variety of your pre-transplant studies, such as your multiple ABO studies, your HLA compatibility tests, make such rejections are rare. So treatment is, of course, graft removal because the allograft is a thrombosed organ and has no viability and is the source of your further complications. Okay, so your hyperacute rejection, remember, occurs minutes to hours. So exposure may be also in form of transfusion or pregnancy. So your hyperacute rejection is untreatable. So it is mostly a preventable phenomenon. Okay. So your hyperacute rejection, complement-mediated lysis, which induces a procoagulant state. So next, immediate graft thrombosis. Your vascular rejection, it is a delayed variant of your hyperacute rejection. Your offending antibodies exist in a circulation at levels undetectable by a cross-match assay. Your initial graft function followed by a deterioration on or about post-operative day 3. Your acute rejection, so it occurs within first week of transplant as the result of recipient T cells that are sensitized to donor antigens. Okay, this also may occur in the setting of your crossing the ABO incompatible barrier or transplantation in the setting of a cross-match plus recipient. So these circumstances are more prevalent today as many centers have an ABO incompatible and desensitization protocols, which are designed to allow selected recipients an opportunity for transplantation. So treatment of your humoral mediated rejection includes, of course, plasmapheresis, your anti-lymphocyte antibodies. Example is your monoclonal antibodies or your thymoglobulin. Your anti-CD20 B-cell antibodies, and your anti-metabolites. So IVIG or your intravenous immunoglobulin may be used as an adjunct to the therapy in these patients. So monitoring for an acute rejection must be intense, no, particularly during the first year after your transplant. So unexplained graft dysfunction would require prompt biopsy. No, evaluation for the lymphocytic infiltration and graft parenchymal necrosis, characteristic of an acute rejection. Your mediated T lymphocytes sensitized to your class 1 and class 2 antigens of your allograft. So production of lymphokines and activation of monocytes and the macrophage. Of course, use of immunosuppressive drugs are most effective in preventing this type of rejection. I will be discussing your types of your immunosuppressive drugs later. So treatment leads to a successful restoration of graft function, almost 90 to 95%. So failure to treat results almost uniformly in graft loss. So your accelerated rejection or your second set, it is a transplantation of second graft, shares with a significant number of antigenic determinants. So rapid rejection usually occurs 2 to 5 days. Okay, so it is due to presence of your T lymphocytes sensitized during first graft rejection. Immediate production of your lymphokines, activation of your monocytes and macrophage, and induction of your cytotoxic lymphocytes. Your chronic rejection, usually it occurs months to years, okay, after transplant. Although the result from combination of your humoral and cellular responses over time, the actual mechanism is not well elucidated. Okay, it is confirmed through biopsy. So it is also a progressive intimal hypertrophy of the small to medium-sized arteries in turns lead to interstitial fibrosis. Your atrophy or eventual failure of the organ transplant. So it usually, again, develops 6 to 12 months after your transplant. So there's no standard treatment of your chronic rejection. So usually, we give a maintenance immunosuppression. So again, review timing of your rejection. When we say hyperacute, it occurs minutes to hours. Your accelerated, less than 1 week. Your acute rejection, 1 week. Your chronic, usually in years. Months to years. Yan. So must know, again, timing of rejection, hyperacute, minutes to hours. Accelerated, less than 1 week. Your acute, days to weeks. Your chronic, months to years. Okay? So when we say humoral immunity, again, B-cell mediated, cellular immunity, T-cell mediated. So procedures to enhance graft survival. So most successful transplantation programs have been between the kidneys, corneas, and liver. No, success has been due to a better understanding of your immunological mechanism, definition of your MHC antigens, and development of your more effective immunosuppressive agents. So factors influencing rejection, you have your cold ischemia time, your donor age, your CMV infection or your cytomegalovirus infection, histocompatibility, your hyperlipidemia, hypertension, and your diabetes mellitus. Donor selection, it's very important, no? So you must have your ABO HLA, your lymphocytotoxic cross match, and of course, very important is your donor recipient organ size match. Recipient preparation, of course, the recipient must be an infection-free. Cancer screening is required. Optimal cardiac function, current disease, like for example, hypertension, diabetes is not active, and immunosuppression. Okay, so the goal of your APC and T-cell interaction is to prevent your immunologic response. And your mitogen activated protein kinase and your cluster of differentiation tree are the most important. Okay. So immunosuppression. So usually the immune response is a complex biological response to a foreign antigen. Okay. So targeted immunosuppression is preferred over broad spectrum immunosuppression. Multimodality therapy allows for tailoring of your immunosuppression and your minimization of your individual drug side effects. So tatandaan lang natin guys, it's very important to have your targeted immunosuppression, okay, because it's very effective. So here are the types of your immunosuppressive drugs. Your cyclosporine or your tacrolimus, okay? So it is a macrolide antibiotic isolated from Streptomyces. And then it also inhibits your interleukin synthesis following antigen receptors. Your rapamycin, so it interferes your signal transduction following an interleukin-2 receptor interaction. Okay, so your rapamune or your sirolimus, it carry the risk for anastomotic dehiscence and lymphoma. Your glucocorticoids, your prednisolone used in transplant, okay, it blocks the production of your interleukin-1 and your interleukin-6 by your antigen-presenting cells. So most transplant patients are maintained on low doses of these corticosteroids for life. Okay, so there are newer protocols that are eliminating the use of corticosteroids. Your interleukin-2, okay, so the main function is to promote T-cell division and to increase production of your other cytokines. So these are your immunomodulators. So again, interleukin-2, it promotes proliferation, inhibits apoptosis, and induces cytokines. Your Simulec, no, it's a monoclonal antibody which binds and blocks interleukin-2 alpha chain receptors on activated T lymphocytes. There's no increased incidence in lymphoma. Your Zenapax, it is a monoclonal antibody for your interleukin-2 receptor, useful for graft rejection, convenient dosing of every 14 days, no significant risk for lymphoma. Your autoclone or your OKT3 or your Muromonab CD3. So usually it's a murine monoclonal antibody. It depletes the CD3 T cells after your APC interaction. So for high-risk rejection siya ginagamit, your anaphylaxis, neurologic side effects, you have your cytokine release syndrome. Okay? Your anti-CD40. So it blocks the B-cell differentiation as well as your co-stimulation of your T cells. Your CTLA4 or your immunoglobulin, it blocks the signal 2. No, it downregulates the clonal expansion. Next is your anti-metabolites. It is drugs used for chronic immunosuppression. It slows down your cell replication. So you have your two types of anti-metabolites, your azathioprine or your mycophenolate mofetil. Your Imuran or your azathioprine, it is used in clinical transplantation since early 1960s. No, it is administered orally, and it is converted in cells to 6-mercaptopurine, no, which inhibits the production of your AMP and your GMP. It is usually pronounced bone marrow suppression. Your mofetil or your CellCept, no, it inhibits the inosine monophosphate dehydrogenase, which blocks your cyclic GMP. Okay, less bone marrow suppression, fewer opportunistic infection, and lower acute rejection. So here is the summary of your drugs, immunosuppressive drugs. So it is a must know. So tandaan nyo na lang to, guys. Okay, so organ transplantation review. Again, when we say autograft, organ from same individual, allograft, organ from the same species but not genetically identical, your xenograft, organ from different species. Okay. So, syempre, pinapakita lang dito the most common transplant is your kidney transplant. Okay? So, why? Because lesser na yung kanyang rejection, and syempre marami nagkakaroon ng end-stage kidney disease or chronic kidney disease. So kidney transplantation, so indication, okay, so it is preferred treatment for dialysis dependent or end-stage renal disease. Compared to dialysis, kidney transplant is more cost-effective and offers, of course, a better quality of life and longer survival. So here are your indications. Your chronic renal failure, diabetic nephropathy, your polycystic kidney disease, and your autoimmune disease. So types of transplant, we have your living versus your cadaveric. So outcomes usually based on the studies are better, no, in organ from a living donor rather than from a cadaveric donor. Survival, you have a 95% to a living donor. Primary graft, usually 83% overall. And your secondary graft, usually 80% survival. So, kidney transplant, so preferred transplant site, remember extraperitoneal iliac fossa. So because of the ease of the vascular access, shortened donor ureter, better blood supply, and arterial inflow can be provided by the common external or internal iliac arteries. No, venous drainage can be external via external or common iliac, and then urinary reconstruction is usually via extravesical reimplantation technique that forms a ureteric tunnel in an attempt to prevent the reflux in the allograft. Okay, so when I was in my first year of residency, kala ko same site yung kidney, no? So hindi pala. So usually sa extraperitoneal siya sa may iliac fossa. Doon nilalagay yung kidney transplant. Yan. So remember, the most common cause of your kidney graft loss is recipient death from cardiovascular diseases. Okay, cardiovascular causes. Okay, so next. Yan. Post-procedure care, tatandaan nyo guys, attention to hemodynamic stability and your electrolyte balance to protect your graft function. So graft function is most readily monitored. So urine output, your BUN or your blood urea nitrogen, and your creatinine. So immediate function is associated with the brisk diuresis and rapid clearance of your creatinine. Slow graft function demonstrate a slower improvement and may require post-transplant dialysis. Okay, so next. Your liver transplant. So it's a treatment of choice for acute or fulminant hepatic failure and your chronic or your end-stage liver disease. So in US, you have about 15,000 patients, no, are awaiting for your liver transplant. So about usually 4,500 lang yung nape-perform nilang transplant annually. So common causes of your acute fulminant hepatic failure requiring liver transplant, remember your acetaminophen toxicity, your acute HBV infection or your HEPA-V infection, and your Wilson's disease. Common forms of your end-stage liver disease, of course, your chronic hepatitis. Example of this are your alcohol-induced cirrhosis, viral hepatitis. Metabolic causes, you have your alpha-1 antitrypsin deficiency. You have your hemochromatosis. And of course, you have your biliary atresia. Okay. So biliary atresia, guys, remember it is the most common cholestatic disorder leading to a liver transplant in children. Okay. So next is your primary sclerosing cholangitis. And then in malignancy, no, transplant may be considered when curative resection of hepatic malignancy is not possible. So best outcomes are demonstrated in recipients with a single lesion, less than 5 centimeters or less than 3 lesions that are less than 2 centimeters each. Okay. Next is your polycystic liver disease. Okay. So yan. Your choice of donor hepatectomy depends on your liver size required by recipient. So remember, in pediatric patients, you have your left lateral segment 25% and you have your left lobe 40%. Adult recipient, usually right lobe will require 60%. Overall survival is 90% in 1 year. So salvage transplantation may provide 60% overall in survival in 5 years. So of course, your specific concerns will be your rejection issues, your biliary complication, management of hepatitis, and recurrence of your tumor. So again, hepatitis, Hep C, cirrhosis is the most common cause of your end-stage liver disease. Your Wilson's disease, it is an autosomal dominant disorder of copper excretion. No, treatment includes liver transplant. So most common contraindication of your liver transplant, remember, continuing substance abuse. Okay, so next. Of course, your goal in early post-procedure care, again, hemodynamic stability, graft function monitoring, and complication detection. So indications of your functioning graft includes rapid awakening from anesthesia, clear post-operative mental status, normalization of your coagulation panel, resolution of your preoperative hypoglycemia. Okay, so your primary graft non-function occurs usually in 1 to 2% of patient and has 80 to 100% mortality if retransplantation is not performed. Okay. So of course, common complication will be your hemorrhage, your hepatic artery thrombosis, your portal vein thrombosis. Okay. So yan, early cases may be treated with thrombectomy. Pancreas transplantation, usually it is commonly performed in combination with kidney transplants in diabetic patients with renal failure. So very important option for type 1 DM. So of course, your main indication is progressive complication despite medical care. So guys, tatandaan nyo lang, must know lang yung indication for doing kidney transplant, liver transplant, pancreas transplant. Okay? So pancreas transplantation rejection monitoring will be your amylase, lipase, and your creatinine. Again, complication, number 1 is bleeding. Next will be your thrombosis. Next will be your pancreatitis and urologic infection. Islet cell transplantation. Okay, so only the endocrine component is vital. No, whole organ transplantation will result to significant morbidity. Okay, so it offers advantages similar to whole pancreas transplant. Okay. Small bowel transplantation. So it is very least frequently transplanted organ. Why? Because of the side effects and it has the highest rejection rate and lowest graft survival. No, currently there's no simple test to monitor for rejection other than repeated endoscopy and random biopsy of the intestine. Okay, so indication for your small bowel transplantation will be your short bowel syndrome with complication associated with your total parenteral nutrition. So, yan, indication again, in adults, you have your ischemia, your Crohn's disease, your trauma. Pedia, you have your gastroschisis, your volvulus, and your necrotizing enterocolitis. So yan, overall survival is only 45%. Recovery, you will be maintained on tube feeding, okay, by low osmolality isotonic dipeptide. Mortality, sepsis is the main cause of your mortality, which is 49%. Rejection, so acute rejection almost occurs in 90% of individuals. Okay. So again, endoscopy and multiple biopsy ang way para malaman kung magkakaroon siya meron siyang rejection. So here are the example of your normal graft versus your rejection. So see the difference. Okay. Contraindication, you have congenital immunodeficiency, or your cytomegalovirus or your Epstein-Barr virus. So you have your different types. You have your isolated intestine transplant, your combined liver intestine transplant, and your multivisceral transplant. Factors affecting transplant outcome in general, you have early graft dysfunction, you have your early graft ischemia, previous graft rejection. Okay, so early rejection episodes are strongly correlated with your degree of your HLA incompatibility. Causes of tissue damage are the result of mechanical trauma as well as disruption of your blood supply as the graft is harvested. So ischemia, hypothermia, and perfusion injury is also a factor. Donor age, and of course, the recipient body area, diabetes in recipient, and Asian donor race increases the risk of graft failure. Long-term complication, again, must know, 3 most common causes of death after transplantation. Of course, sinabi ko na kanina, number 1 is your cardiovascular disease, infectious disease, and malignancy. 2 most common cause of your graft loss will be a death with a functioning graft and chronic rejection. Infection, you have urinary tract infection is quite common. Your cytomegalovirus, your pneumocystis carinii, your toxoplasma gondii, and your HSV. Hepatitis C virus, your pneumococcal infection, and your EPV, Epstein-Barr virus. Transplant-associated malignancy, the overall incidence is usually 6%. You have 1 to 2% of lymphomas. Skin squamous cell carcinoma are common, as well as your Kaposi sarcoma and genital neoplasm. Your post-transplant lymphoproliferative disease, okay, and it is usually a consequence of a long-term immunosuppression. Okay, so thank you for listening. So you have 30 minutes pa para magpahinga before. May susunod pa ba kayong lecture, guys?
Mamayang 1 po to.
Mamayang 1 pa? Wow. Okay, so do you have